This is Dr. Janet Piedilato with another two-card reading from the Mystical Dream Tarot. While the weeks roll on and the year now has really come into the flow, let's see if each and every one of us has something in store for the day and weeks ahead. What do we have? We have the Three of Swords and the Master of Secrets. And yet, as the flow came for a two-card reading, it seemed as though the very cover, the first card of the deck on the cover, wants to be part of this reading. And so it's almost a three-card reading this week. And I ask each and every one of you, while you look at the cards yourself, also to realize, use your intuition. It's a two-card reading, yes, the Three of Swords and the Master of Secrets. But why is it that the first card, the innocent, known as the Fool in many decks, appears to look at us and say, count me in, and so I shall. The Fool often looks toward what's coming, not always knowing what's ahead, but ready to take that step off the cliff on what is in the conventional cards. And yet here, the Fool is represented by a serpent wrapped around a column. And I don't call my first card the Fool, but the Innocent, because the Innocent is ready to go into the world, in my view, totally clear, ready to pick up something. And yet that Three of Swords appears to be a wise man cutting a chain in the robes of an ancient one, perhaps a philosopher. What is he cutting out of our lives? The Master of Secrets, on the other hand, seems to be in the cave, closing the gates of the world, the noise, the chaos, the voices, the illusions that come to deceive us and keep us from the truth within. And so let us look at the two cards. The Three of Swords, the chains are broken, that which has held us back. It is now definitely a time to see what it is that holds us and cut it off. And the fires of transformation will then surround us. None of us like change, and we fight it. And yet, change is what helps us to grow. The seed has to break open for the plant to grow, for the blooms to come, for the fruits to come. And if we look at the wise one holding the sword against the chains that he's breaking, notice there are roses at his feet and there's a light of enlightenment around his head. But the fires that are around him seem to form what looks like a vessel, like an alembic that's used in alchemy. And he is within as we are within. Consciousness is all around us, and we are living within the cosmos of consciousness. And the unconscious is within there with us, and it is shaped like an alembic. It is shaped like a vessel. What is it that we need to go inside ourselves and say, this is what we need, this is what we don't need? What do we need to trash? So this vessel is a vessel containing the unconscious. It is like an alembic, which means we do have to close out the world for a bit, all of the noise and chaos, so that we can see clearly inside ourselves. And the Master of Secrets is inside. He's in that cave, as the wise one in the former card has the shape of the alembic with the fires around it, as the alchemist would have the fires burning, and the alembic is inside those fires. We are inside those for transformation. And inside, this is where the esoteric, the occult, the hidden world of dream consciousness and dream reality will show us the way. This is the alchemist in every one of us. We are what's in that vessel. We are what needs to be turned to gold. We need to move through transformation and become awakened and enlightened to know what it is that we need to do to move ahead to ourselves. And so, as I began by saying, the two card reading had a third image, and that third image is the one of the serpent wrapped around the column of stability. The serpent has to molt. It's time for him to grow and transform. And as he molts, the fires that are around us help us to transform, to grow, to awaken to the light that's inside each one of us. And so as we move ahead to the next few days and weeks ahead of us, it is that time to transform. And we can only do it by breaking the chains that hold us back so that we might move forward and be everything that we need to be. This is Dr. Janet Piedilato with another reading from the Mystical Dream Tarot. Be safe, move ahead, transform, and keep dreaming.